Good morning. And I know it's super early. It's like 7 a.m. in the morning. And it feels like it hasn't really got light outside. So good morning. My name is Malin. And today it's going to be probably about a level 2-3 class. We're going to play a little bit. As always, we're tuning inwards, we're listening to what we need. And especially if you're practicing early, just noticing the difference if you normally practice later in the day or in the evening. Or just notice how the body moves a little bit different. Right, so just honor that space we are this morning. Okay, so let's come into a comfortable seat, however that might look like. Relax your shoulders over your hips and then close your eyes and listen into your breath. Check in where you are this morning, both physically, mentally, emotionally. See if you can soften around the shoulders, your face. Then transition to the Ujjayi Pranayama. So seal your lips. Start breathing in and out through the nose as you're finding that light contraction at the back of the throat. Try to keep your inhale consistent with your exhale. Engage the pelvic floor for your Mula Bandha. Then draw the navel towards your spine, your Uddiyana Bandha. And then blink your eyes open. And just take your left hand to the side. Inhale, right arm up and back. And then reach over to the left. You can roll your wrist. Make circles with your shoulders. Keeping that right sit bone grounded. And then come up through center and then exhale over towards the right. Roll your wrist. Make movements in your shoulder. You come up through center and then make your way into all fours. Keep your knees under your hips, hands under the shoulders, and your fingers wide. And then inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, widening through the collarbone. Look up. And then exhale, round your spine, pull the belly back inch into the chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. One more like that. Then move it into the spine. Exhale, round. Into neutral, big toes together, knees wide. Shift your hips towards your heels. Try to get your torso between your thighs and walk your hands as far forward as you can, stretching into your armpits. Your forehead can come down, your chest can melt towards earth. Maybe even taking these little sways from side to side, getting deeper into the hips and the groins. Now keep your hands where they are and then inhale, rise up. Keep your knees under your hips and then come forward and dip your hips towards the floor, widening through the collarbones. So thighs are still grounded. Exhale, shift back to child's pose. Inhale, come up, shift forward. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come back up, all fours, tuck your toes, lift your hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog.
Reach your knees back, roll your armpits in, and walk your heels up and down. Lift your kneecaps, keeping that long line, ankles, not your ankles, but your wrists, your shoulders and your hips. And then the hips down to the ankles. There we go. You can nod your head, shake it out. And then inhale, lift your heels, walk your feet forward, coming into the top of the mat, into a forward fold. Drop the head down. And slowly, gently start rolling up along your spine. Begin to Samastiti. Keep your feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward, hips are neutral, shoulders over your hips. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach your arms up and over, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together, gaze. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to plank pose and hold it there. You're more than welcome to take your knees down, shoulders over wrist, look slightly in front of you, lower down halfway into a push-up. Inhale, press the mat away from you, come to the tops of the feet, heart moves forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we take a few breaths here. Listening in, tuning inwards again. Feel the bandhas. One more. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step the feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, bow. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step to plank pose. Lower to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe again. 1, 2. You're breathing with intention. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. One last time. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, half. Exhale, plant your hands, step to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now take a big breath in. Big breath out. Come back to Ujjayi and inhale, right leg lifts. Press evenly into both hands, bend your knees, stack your hip open, and then make circles in your hip. Make sure to circle the opposite direction. Then square your hips out. Exhale, knee to the chest, come forward, shoulders over wrist. Round your back, pull the belly back in, lift your hip nice and high, press the mat away from you for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee, right tricep, come forward. Try to bring it high up to the shoulders. Again, press the mat away from you, and you breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen, three-legged. Exhale, knee to the chest, step your foot between your hands, stay to the ball of your back foot, knees over the ankle. Inhale, rise up into high lunge. Ashtachandrasana, keep reaching left heel back, and then lift through the heart. If you need to, bend the back knee, Lift the chin from the chest. Exhale, tap your hands to the ankle. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, rise. One more time, exhale, tap it to your ankle. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hand comes down, step it to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Straight away, inhale, left leg lifts. Bend your knees, stack your hip open. Roll the ankle, move your knee. Make movements to the hip. Extend your foot to the back, hips squares out. Exhale, knee to chest, come forward, round your back. Try to kiss your knees, squeeze your heel to the butt for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen three-legged. Exhale, knee, left tricep. Bring it up to the shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it through. Stay to the ball of your right. Heel is reaching back, hips are squared. Left knee over left ankle, arm comes up. And again, remember you can bend that knee. Just lift through the heart. Here we go. Exhale, tap it to your ankle. Inhale, rise. Lower it down. Come up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, hand comes down, step it back, plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe again. Take that moment to check in where you are this morning. Making sure you're meeting the asana just at that right place between the effort and the ease. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, step the feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. Let's make sure you're standing at the top of the mat. Bring your big toes together. Have that little gap between your heels, hips are neutral. Relax the shoulders down. Exhale, bend the knees, inhale, sit into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, plant your hands, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, left heel down, right foot between the hands, hips are squared, knees over the ankle, the breath takes you up, maybe palms together, shift the gaze. Exhale, frame your foot, step to plank, chaturanga. Upward facing, exhale, downward facing, left foot forward, inhale, rise. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come down onto your forearms. You can take your knees down. Now press into the forearms, moving the heart towards your knees, your toes. You can keep the knees bent. Find your breath again. Two more. Feeling the stretch in the shoulders, last breath. You can take your knees down or just press into the hands, lifting your forearms off the mat. Coming back into your regular down dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step the feet forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees, sit to chair. Samastiti. Good. One more time. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Warrior one, right foot forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, take it down.
Upward facing.
Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, chaturanga.
Upward facing.
Exhale, downward facing. Come back to the forearms.
And breathe.
Come home. Slow down the breath. Last one. Press into the hands, come back to your down dog. And then make it to the way to the top of the mat. However you choose to travel. Inhale, half. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees. Inhale, sit to chair. Samastiti. One last time. Bend the knees. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arm. Exhale, chaturanga.
Upward facing.
Exhale, downward facing. One. Exhale, down. Virabhadrasana, one left foot. Exhale, down. Come back to down dog and breathe. You can close your eyes. Last breath. Make your way to your hands. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sit to chair. Samastiti. Good. So make sure big toes are touching. Then bend your knees. Inhale, sit to chair. Exhale, hands to your heart, left elbow outside your right knee. Parivrtta Utkatasana. Try to get your knee high up into the triceps. See how it feels. May be very different from normally if you're not practicing this early. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twist, look over the shoulder. Breathe into it. Squeeze your thighs together, bandhas. Exhale, look down. You can release and frame your foot, or you start shifting the weight into the right foot, become light onto the left toe, step it back for a moment. So you're in a revolved high lunge. Now spin your back foot down, heel torch alignment, and now you rise up into Virabhadrasana B. Right, try to get deep down as you can. Hold the heels together, hips are neutral, shoulders over wrist, gaze over the middle finger. And we breathe. Sit deep down. Two more. Either forearm onto the thigh or hand comes down. All right, keep it to the inside in that case. Get your hip underneath, pull the heels together, opening up the chest. So move that right knee a little bit to the right, reach your left arm up and over, pinky down, look towards your fingers. Two more breaths. Exhale, look down, hand comes down, up onto the toe of your left toe. So you can take a knee stand here for a moment. You can keep your foot right where it's at. And then from here, you're just going to come down. Stretching into the groin. You can even lift, tuck the left toe, lift it off.
If you like, you can take that right hand and just thread it underneath your left foot. So you just get your leg up onto the shoulder, still having arms parallel. You can lift it up, getting a deeper stretch into the hip, getting the knee high up onto the shoulder. Now from here, come up onto the hands, right? So the hand is outside your right foot. Now this leg becomes dingly. Maybe you reach it forward, maybe you bend your knees. I have to thread it there, and then you jump back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Good. Lift your kneecaps. One more breath. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees, sit to chair. Exhale, hands to your heart. Right elbow outside your left knee. Parivrtta Utkatasana. Taking 5 breaths here, hands to heart. Look over the shoulder. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Look down again. You can frame your foot and step it back. Or you stay in this twisted, balancing on your left foot. Come up into twisted Hastashandrasana. Bring your back heel down and then open up into Warrior 2. Heel towards alignment, sit down deep. Hips are neutral, pull it together and breathe for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Forearm down or hand to the inside. Right. So use the shoulder to move your leg a little bit to the left. Right arm up and over. Keep pulling the heels together. Spin your heart open. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Take your hands down, up onto the right toe, knee comes down. Good. And from here, you shift forward. Take the hands to the inside to start. Keep hugging the knee to the inside of your rib cage. Maybe tuck the toe, lift the knee. If you did so on the other side. Lower your knee down. Take your left hand. See if you can thread it underneath. All right, so your arms are still parallel, but outside your left foot this time. Again, maybe tuck the toe. Open into the hip again. Maybe you come up onto the hands. So the hand is outside your left foot. Come up to the right, bend your elbows. Lean it forward and you're coming into Ekapada Kundinasana. Jump back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog and breathe. Inhale, lift your, inhale, lift your right leg. And then exhale, step your foot between your hands. And then lower down, shift back into Ardha Hanuman for a moment. So fold over the front leg. Breathe into the sensation. And then inhale, come forward up into Anjaneyasana. I'm just going to flow 3 times, exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, shift it back. Last time, inhale, come forward.
And then exhale, frame your foot, tuck the toe, step it back, down dog. And then inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it through. Lower your right knee down, shift it back, half split. Fold over the front leg. Inhale, come forward, flowing. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, hand comes down, tuck the toe, lift the knee, and then step your right foot next to the left, fold forward. Keep your feet hip width apart. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, please fingers around your big toes, Padangustasana. So pull tight to them. Belly in, press into the balls of your right or both big toes, and then drop the head down, belly in. Shift the weight forward a little bit, chin to the chest, relax the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, half lift. Now you can let go and exhale, take your hands to the hip, and then rise all the way up and bring your left knee to the chest. Otherwise, shift your weight into your right foot, right hand to the hip, hold on to your peace finger, and then inhale, rise up. If you're holding onto the chest, you can take your hand to, or your toes to the peace fingers. Straightening your leg as much as you can. You can use the strap. You have the long line from your foot, hips, shoulders up to the crown of the head. And you come back to the breath. Open your leg to the left. Shift the gaze, if you can, over to the right. Try to keep your hips neutral. Inhale, come back through center. Let go of your left big toe and then slide your foot back. And then open up, heel to heel alignment. Right leg is straight. You're opening the hips to the long side. Open up your arms. Reach forward and then hinge at your hip. Take your hand down and we are in Utthita Trikonasana. You find your support. You keep the length over the front leg. So you can have a micro bend into the front knee. Get that left shoulder blade slide down the back as you're opening up the chest, chin away. Exhale, look down, take your hands to the hip. Take your left hand in front of your right foot, toe points forward. So we're coming into Ardha Chandrasana. Option here is to, well, you're going to start stacking your hips open, keeping the hand underneath. So option here is to bend your left knee, taking your left hand to the ankle. All right, and then we are in Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe you press your foot in, opening up the heart, the shoulder. Lengthening forward. And then release your hand down, come back into a forward fold. Keep your feet hip width apart. You can shake your hips a little bit. Your head. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, the palms underneath your feet. Padahastasana this time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Belly in, exhale, fold. Head drops, chin to chest. Press into the balls of your big toes again and breathe. Last one. Inhale, half lift. Let go of your feet. All right. So again, you either take the hands to your hips and then inhale, come all the way up, or left hand to the left hip, peace fingers around your right big toe, and then inhale, rise. And we breathe. And open the leg out to the right. Shift the gaze over your left shoulder. Keep the integrity of that energetic line.
Shift the gaze. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, let it go. Step your foot back. Heel towards alignment. Open up your arms. Reach forward. We're coming back into Utthita Trikonasana. Right, you're lengthening yourself forward, getting the left hip underneath you. Open up the chest. Bring the right hand up and then see if you can slide the shoulder blade down your back. Take your right hand to the hip, bend into the left knee. Make sure the toe points forward, left hand in front. And then come forward, picking right foot off the mat. Right, the right leg is strong. You're stacking the hip open. So you may stay here, you bring that right hand up, or maybe you bend the knees, reaching for the ankle. Ardha Chandra Shavasana. Shoulder cane. And then exhale, release, come back into the forward fold. Hand comes down, and then roll up nice and slow. Go back in to Samastiti. Take the hands by the side. Inhale, reach your arms up and over, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now you're going to jump through to a seat and you're going to take, oh, you know what, you're just going to jump through to a seat actually. Let's start there. So you can shorten your dogs, bend the knees, you can take the knees down and just swing them around, whatever you prefer. And come through. So from here, option one, bring your knee down, right foot to the inside. So it's Janu Shirshasana. You fold, you hold on to the foot. Try to keep both sit bones grounded. Or Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Take the foot down, find the external rotation. You can take the right hand to hold on to the toes. So it's a huge hip opener here. And then exhale, you fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And then from here, bring your knee back into the chest. Roll to the left side. Take your foot, and then take your foot outside your right hip. You can take your hand and move the right calf muscle. So you come to the inside. So you can use a pillow or anything to elevate your hips if this bothers your knee. Okay. And from here, you're going to bend your knee, take the hands behind you. You know what? You're going to actually fold forward first. So we're going to do Trianga, Mukha Paschimottanasana. Both sit bones down. Right, knee points forward as much as you can. You're folding forward. And breathe. Inhale, come all the way up, hands behind you. Bend the knee, lift your hips, and then do a little tuck, and then lower your hips down. So see how it feels. Again, remember, it's early morning. All right, maybe you come down to the forearms, you do the little tuck. Check it in. Try to keep the knee grounded. So if you're noticing that your knee wants to pop up, right, stay. So your knee can be down. You can breathe into the sensation. Maybe taking the knee to the chest. Opening deep into the front of your thigh, your hip. Ardha Subtadharasana.
And then inhale, slowly, gently start making your way up. So from here, take your hands to the inside. So option here is just to step it back and chaturanga from here. Or I like to come up onto both toes. You're going to take your left knee into the tricep. You can also take a regular bakasana. So you obviously then, your right knee will be to the tricep. You lean in. Maybe you start picking up one foot if you're practicing regular bakasana. I like to bring my left knee to the, I like to lean forward and bring my knee up. Maybe lifting that right foot. And jump back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're jumping through to a seated again. Lower down. So either Janu Shirshasana, foot to the inside of the thigh as you're folding forward, or you will take your foot in to the right hip crease. Sometimes it helps to wiggle the hip around a little bit. Check in and see where you're at. Maybe the left hand comes around as you're holding on to your foot. Maybe use a strap. And here we go, we fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring the knee back into the chest. Lean to the right. Take the foot outside your left hip. Move the calf muscle. Right. Sit to both sit bones. Right. And again, come to the front side of the sit bone. So not back up. And then exhale, you fold. Ekapada Chaturanga. Just made things up now. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way up, and right now we're leaning back. And half Supta Virasana. Lift and tuck, lower down. Check in, see where you're at. Knee to the chest. One more. And then inhale, slowly, gently start coming up. Right, so again, you can step it back. You can take a regular Bakasana, or if you are practicing Ardha Bakasana or Ekapada Bakasana, take the right knee to the tricep, lift the knee, lean forward. Jump it back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, jump your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side. Take the hands to the head. And then step your left foot back. Try to square your hips. So you have about 3 feet. And then open up your arms to the side. And then exhale, take the hands in prayer. So either you hold on to your wrists or the elbows, or palms together. So you slide your palms between your shoulder blades and you press the palms together. You lift up and then exhale, fold. So you lean with the heart belly in Parsvottanasana. Press into the right big toe. Inhale, come all the way up. Take the right hand to your hip. Bring your left hand up. Exhale, hinge at your hip. Draw your right hip back. And then from here, take your hand down to the inside or the outside of your right foot. So Parivrtta Trikonasana, lengthening forward. Exhale, you start twisting, floating the top hand up, and breathe. Exhale, take your hands down. And then from here, step your left foot next to the right. Take your feet wider than hip width apart. And then drop the head so you can bend your knees. From here, take your right hand to the inside. All right, so bring it to the inside of your right thigh and take your hand onto your ankle. So you may stay there, you can drop your head. All right, from here, you can internally rotate your right arm, right, and bring the hand up to the low back. All right, you can use the strap here. You're going to take your left arm, same thing. You're internally rotating and grab onto your wrist or your fingertips, or again, maybe a strap. Shift the weight into the left foot so you become light onto the right. You want to have the thigh as high to the tricep as you can, and then you start rising. If you know this ain't flying, come up and take a 3 pose. So the right foot to the inside of your left leg. Try to avoid to put pressure on the knee. Lift the chest. Maybe you extend. Look over the shoulder and breathe. Bird and paradise. Move 3. Bend into the knee and then lower it down again, nice and slow. Plant your foot. And then let go of your bind. Take the hand outside your right foot. All right, you step it forward a little bit. Left foot steps back. Plant your hands and then see if you can lower your heels, or not your heels, but your butt to the heels. So you sit like this. You see, now I have my knee, my left knee, to my right tricep, and I'm sitting on my right. All right, I'm going to lift my hip. So think Bakasana to my left. I lift my hip to my butt, become light, reach it forward. So it's a half Bakasana, half Tikabasana. And I'm going to turn around. You take your breaths. Then you're just going to bend that right knee into Bakasana and drop it back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step forward. Ooh. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root to rise. Something happened in my knee. All right. Come back into Samastiti. And then step your left foot back. Hips are squared, open up your arms, and then come back into your reverse namaste. Lift your chest, and then exhale, fold. Keep squeezing your palms together. And we breathe. Oh, sorry, this should be the left foot forward. That was my bad. I got a little bit on my knee. You should be on your other leg. Inhale, rise all the way up. Left hand to the hip, right arm up. Exhale, reach forward, hand comes down, inside or outside. Then inhale, lift, lengthening. Exhale, you twist your left hip back, float the hand up. Exhale, hand comes down. Frame your foot and then step your right foot next to your left and fold. Keep your feet wider than hip width apart. Take your left hand to the inside, so hold on to your ankle. And find that internal rotation if you can. Bring your hand up onto the low back. Same thing with your right, you connect your fingertips, you could use a strap towel, or you come up into vertical or into a tree pose. Otherwise, you're balancing on your right foot. You become light, 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 and you rise. Shift your gaze. Bend your knee and then slowly take it down again. Release your hands. So take your left hand outside your left foot. And then step your right foot back and then lower your knees down. Something funky in my knee. Right, so from here, you're going to take the knee to the tricep. All right, so it's that half bakasana. Right, you see if you can lean in, maybe lifting the right knee to the booty. You lower your hips, you extend it. Here you are, and you breathe in this variation of half TT, half bakasana. And then you bend your left knee into a bakasana. You squeeze it to the midline, you drop it back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe take your hips to a child's pose for a moment. So you may stay here. So we're going to take one more inversion, which is going to be our handstand. So you can use the wall to kick up. If you're not interested, you can take a headstand if you're practicing now. You can stay in child's pose. You can just take this about 30 seconds or so, just having your head below your hips. So that could be down dog, it could be anything you choose. So take your time, come into your inversion of choice. Wherever you are. Take it down, come back to child's pose. And then return to your down dog. Make sure you're breathing, jump through to a seat. Scoot yourself forward, lie down onto your back. Bring your feet hip width apart, hands at the long side of the body. Set the Bandha Sarangasana. Inhale, lift your hips, shimmy your shoulder underneath you, interlace your hands. Press into the balls of your big toes. Lift your hips. Back to the breath. Exhale, lower down. You can stick with this variation if you so prefer. Or if you're practicing Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow, take the hands in line with your shoulders or ears. Fingers to the shoulders. You can, if you have tight shoulders, you can turn your hands out a little bit. And the next inhale, you're going to press into your hands and your feet, and you're going to lift your hips.
Tuck your chin, lower down. If you are practicing Urdhva once again, pay attention to how it feels. Lift up. Down. Take a moment. Last one. Inhale, lift up. And then lower down. Good. Bring your feet straight up. Cross your right thigh over your left. Bend your knees. Bring your knees into the chest. Try to keep the sacrum rounded as much as you can. Move the feet apart. You can take a figure four if you so prefer. You can keep the knees the way they are. Let go, and then exhale your knees over towards left. Supine twist. Inhale, come back up through center. Unwind your legs. Let your left leg over your right. Stack your hips. Bend your knees. Maybe hold on to the shins, your feet. Just bring the knees in, figure four. Stretching your hips. And then let it go, knees to the right. Inhale, come back up to center, arm your knees to the chest, and then rock yourself up into a seat. From here, you're going to take your right foot outside your hip again. Right, bring your left knee to the chest, and you can take your foot either to the inside, so you're in the V variation. And from here, you're going to twist to the right. Or you're going to take your left foot into your half lotus. Again, I was actually saying the right thing. You're going to twist to the left. You're going to take your left hand behind and hold on to the toe, right hand to the knee. So even if you were doing the first variation, you twist not to the right but to the left. Try to keep both sit bones grounded. Take your hands underneath that left foot. You sit up tall. And then exhale, twist, look over the shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Let go of your foot if you have it. Bring your right foot in, soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana, bring the heels as close as you can to the groin. Sit up tall. Fingers to your big toes. Lift and exhale. You fold. You can take your elbows to the thighs, chin to the chest, and breathe. Inhale, come all the way up, and then roll to the right so your foot can stay where it's at. Take your left foot outside, move the calf muscle. So again, you can stay here, or you will take that foot into your hip crease. All right, take your right hand behind, hold on to the foot. Maybe the hand comes down, keeps both hip bones grounded if you can. Sit up tall and then exhale, twist. All right, Adrasana. Two more breaths. Inhale, come back through center and then release, let it go. And then open up your feet wide. So Upavishta Konasana. Come to the front side and then just fold forward. And then come all the way up. Bring your knees together. Scoot yourself forward. Arms at the long side of the body, and from here, start rolling down along your spine. All the way down. Extend your feet out, palms facing up. Now it's time to let go. So take a breath in through the nose. And then open mouth. Release. Breathe. Be still. Get ready to come out, start deepening the breath. Bring your fingers and toes, stretch long. Knees to the chest. Come up into your seat. Sit up tall, close your eyes, listen back into your breath. Take your hands to the heart, chin to the chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.